Hare Krishna. In the beginning, I would like to ask you for your blessings. It's quite a shame that I'm sitting here in front of all senior Vaishnavas. So hopefully by your blessings I will be able to say something valuable. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, from 2nd canto, chapter 10 and verse number 18. Please repeat. Just need to find. Okay. Mukataha talu nirbhinam jiva tatra upajayate tataha nanarasaha yagne jihvaya yaha adigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate
mukatastalu nirbhinam
jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate nana raso yagne mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate mukatastalu nirbhinam jiva tatro pajayate tato nana raso yagne jivaya yodigamyate Mukata, from the mouth. Talu, the palate. Nirbinam, being generated. Jiva, the tongue. Tatra, thereupon. Upajayate, becomes manifested. Tataha, thereupon. Nanarasaha, various tastes. Yajne, became manifested. Jivaya, by the tongue. Yaha, which. Adhigamyate, become relished. Translation and purport from His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. From the mouth the palate became manifested, and thereupon the tongue was also generated. After this, all the different tastes came into existence, so that the tongue can relish them. This gradual process of evolution suggests the explanation of the controlling deities, Adhideva, because Varuna is the controlling deity for all relishable juices. Therefore, the mouth becomes the resting place for the tongue, which tastes all the different juices, of which the controlling deity is Varuna. This suggests, therefore, that Varuna was also generated along with the development of the tongue. The tongue and the palate, being instrumental, are adhibhutam, or forms of matter, but the functioning deity, who is a living entity, is adhidaiva, whereas the person undergoing the function is adhyatma. Thus the three categories are also explained as to their birth after the opening of the mouth of the Virat Purusha. The four principles mentioned in this verse serve to explain the three main principles, namely the Adhyatma, Adhidaiva, and Adhibhutam, as explained before. Mukata stalu nirbinam jivata trupajayate tato nana rasoyagne jivaya yoti kamyate. From the mouth the palate became manifested, and thereupon the tongue was also generated. After this, all the different tastes came into existence, so that the tongue can relish them. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalaka Chakshur Unmeritanaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Shrimate Jivananda Goswami Tanshpala Krishna Prishta Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Shunevari Pashyate Adesha Tarine. Hare Krishna. So every day we are listening different types of news, and we can also hear these news which are all the time very refreshing, and all the time like this is the source of all our like pleasure which we can, like devotees can hear every day. This is the best news. So in this particular verse today, there was mentioned a few things. Usually we come into, or we know that Adhyatmika, Adhidaivik, and Adhibhautik, and like different types of suffering coming from body, mind, is like Adhyatmik, or from other living entities, or from natural causes. I think here in Croatia you have like recently or a few months ago like earthquake, so you can also like relate to this like different things, more maybe than other places. So in this verse we can also see like this is also like other application of that this adhyatmika is related to the soul, the adhibhautika is related to body, and the adhidaivika is referring to the like deity, represent deity. So we can see like this different verses of Srimad Bhagavatam itself. It's like the purpose of the human is actually to understand the purpose of life. What is the self, and what is the supreme self. And we can see also like what is producing or what is established in the modern society as the type of education, which has definitely other purpose, like to understand self or understand like supreme self. That that type of education, materialistic education, is leading more to the enjoying more, to become like the master of the material nature, to become like God. That's like the propaganda nowadays in this education system. So we can see like how important is education in our society. Like we can say like the ABC of the knowledge is like we are not this body, we are spirit soul, but we can go more further and more deeper in our understanding of philosophy and application of that philosophy in a practical way. What we are doing, like is the real yagya, is for this age, like Harinam Sankirtan, and it was very nice when we walk like previous days in the streets of Zagreb, and we found also this little oaza. Oaza is the name of the restaurant. So it's very nice, like in the middle of like hellish atmosphere, we can find the real oaza, the real place where we can serve prasadam, and we can be like really like some place where even by eating some food, accepting, like honoring some prasad, people can do like spiritual progress and purify. So it's wonderful. That's the real oasis. And I think that this place should be all around the place, more and more. So you can see like that Krishna, he is a person. And he has also like senses. Every morning when he's like greeting the deities, we are singing Govindam Adipurusham, and it is also like mentioned like Krishna is like he's like all senses, like Sakalendriya and Vrittimanti, and which are possessing all functions. We are so limited. Our bodies are so limited. We can only like see, we can only like hear, and even though these like organs are not functioning very well. Like when we see like some object, different people see the object differently, and that's many times like arguments and fighting to each other. As is this example of that elephant in the dark, and everyone is touching some another part and describing something completely differently from their perspective of the view. And we can see like Krishna is unlimited. He is like the supreme person, and many times like different, like mostly is like the impersonalism, like no form, like. Why you are saying that the Supreme has any form? Like why you saying this type of nonsense? That everything is formless. There is just like some energy. And you can see also like many so-called gurus or like the leader of society are presenting this type of concept that Supreme has no form, and they are also like challenging, like why you preaching that that God has any form. So when we will like look a little deeper on this, like then we can see like that everything what presenting is like coming from nothing. Everything coming from nothing. And everything is something. And this something is nothing, and nothing is everything. And everything is nothing, so nothing is nothing. So that is like the great philosophy, the perfect, like which fit really well. And many times when you ask someone who like attend like some very deep topics, when you ask, so what did you get from this lecture? What did you realize when this person spoke? Oh, it's like, this is very advanced person. This is very advanced person. But what do you get from him? Like, what type of like message? What was the purpose of that like 1 hour speech? What did you get? Oh, no, it's not so important because he's like so advanced. You should understand his position. He's very advanced. Because they don't know. It's like nothing and presenting nothing. So we can see like the difference between what Srila Prabhupada is presenting and how he is actually like this philosophy, this Advaitavadis, these Jnana yogis, which is based on like most like on materialistic logic, how Prabhupada is like beating them, and how he's like strongly established like the absolute truth. It's placed. It's called Nova Jaladuta.
Yes.
Nova Jaladuta, and we can see like when Srila Prabhupada is coming to US, what is his attitude and what are his prayers. He's praying to Krishna. Please, Krishna, like do what you like. I am just puppet in your hands. I will just do whatever you would like to do with me. So that's very nice. I mean, like to have this meditation on like what we're doing here. We are also like just what our spiritual master is asking to do, what our authorities are asking to do, what our Srila Prabhupada wants from us to do. And this is like the real boat, like which can save all people in Zagreb and later like all Croatia. So this is like a wonderful place. So this impersonal philosophy is actually based on like how to enjoy more, how to engage more like our senses into sense gratification, and they are taking shelter more of the material world. And devotees, they are like opposite. They are taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this like section of Bhagavatam, there is like little like categorization. We can call it like categorization, which are described like different elements. And particularly in this section is like 10 elements which are described. It's like Visarga, Sarga, Visarga, Stanam, Toshanam, Uttaya, Manvantar, and so on. And it continues to the final goal, which is like Ashraya, which is like supreme shelter. Supreme shelter. So we can see like all the time everyone is like trying to find some shelter or trying to serve someone. And you can see like mostly this society is like everything is like turned opposite side. That instead of serving God, people are serving dog. And many times you can see like how nicely people are serving to dog. Even on the streets, they are taking the excrements, and many times they put the dog to the salon or to the dog hotel. And this is like the condition of this like material world where we are. This is the like reality where we are living. If someone will tell you like these things like I don't know, 50 or 100 years ago, you would be like, hey, he's a crazy person. It's like completely like madness. Like this is like, no way it will be possible. So we can see like how advanced we are, how big progress we did in a society. Like maybe in the future it will be not. I saw in few places they have the pig, like instead of dog they have the pig and they walk with the pig. So maybe in the future they will be like definitely like pig salons and like like that. So this is the real advancement of so-called society. So we want to control everything, and because we want to manipulate, there are also coming some reactions from that. And as I mentioned that there are like different categorization. We can see also in Bhagavad Gita that when we speak about different types of yoga, so Krishna is also telling in a sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Just a second. Sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and it is like last two verses. A yogi is greater than ascetic, greater than the empiristic, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. And then he continued. And all of yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So you can see like also in Bhagavad Gita is like described this yoga ladder, and like it goes like step by step to the like bhakti yoga, which is like the highest. And also then we can continue in 9th chapter, in shloka and last also, man mana bhava mad bhakto. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. And when we go deeper and deeper, we can see like also an example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he was on his way to, and he was in Prayag actually, that he met with Rupa Goswami. He met with Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha, and they were invited to for lunch to Vallabhacharya. And when they were approaching Vallabhacharya, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said like to Vallabhacharya, oh, these two persons, they are very low class, they are untouchable, you should not even touch them, you should not even speak with them. And Rupa Goswami, he also said the same, like, oh no, we cannot even like go with you and speak with you. But Vallabhacharya, he saw like the qualities of Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha, that they were all the time like chanting the holy names. And it was actually a test from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to test Vallabhacharya to see like what is his like understanding. So when they invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the lunch, and when they were on the boat, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got into ecstasy, and because he saw the Yamuna river, and he immediately jumped into Yamuna river, and they take him out, and then his ecstasy continued, and he started to dance in the boat, and the whole boat started to shake, and then somehow he came to external consciousness. And when they came to his place for lunch, then they start to, there one devotee, he came, and his name was Raghupati Upadhyaya. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, he gave him his blessings. Always stay in Krishna consciousness. And when Raghupati Upadhyaya heard this, he was very pleased to hear the Lord's blessings, and the Lord asked him to describe Krishna. And when Raghupati was asked to describe Krishna, he began to recite some verses, and he personally composed about Krishna pastimes. And hearing those verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. And I am mentioning this because I want to go to one interesting point. Raghupati Upadhyaya, he said, like, those who are afraid of material existence worship Vedic literature. Some worship Smriti, the controllaries to Vedic literature, and others worship the Mahabharata. As far as I am concerned, I worship Maharaj Nanda, the father of Krishna, in whose courtyard the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is playing. And Raghupati Upadhyaya was requested by the Lord to recite more. He immediately offered his respects to the Lord and granted his request. To whom can I speak who will believe me when I say that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is hunting the gopis in the bushes by the banks of the river Yamuna? In this way, the Lord demonstrates his pastimes. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requests Raghupati Upadhyaya to continue speaking about the pastimes of Sri Krishna. And thus the Lord was absorbed in ecstatic love. And when Raghupati Upadhyaya saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's symptoms, he described that the Lord was not a human being but Krishna himself. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Raghupati Upadhyaya, according to your decision, who is the foremost being? And Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, Lord Shyamasundar is the supreme form. Of all Krishna's abodes, which do you think is the best? And Raghupati Upadhyaya said, Madhupuri or Madhuradam is certainly the best. And in this way they continue to, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he continue ask more things. Of the three ages of Krishna known as childhood, boyhood and fresh youth, which do you consider the best? And the reply was, fresh youth is the best age. Among all the mellows, which do you consider best? And the reply was, the mellow of conjugal love is supermost. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have certainly given a first-class conclusion. After saying this, he began to recite the full verse with a faltering voice. So you can see, even like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was categorizing different levels and different steps in philosophy. And we can see the same also in the example of Ramananda Roy, when they were discussing together. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also again asked basically the same principle. What is the most valuable thing in the world? What do you consider what songs do you think is the best of all, and like that. So we can see this categorization is also established by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And then when he spoke later on with Rupa Goswami, he put it together, and we have this nectar of devotion. So this is the highest truth, this where the devotional service is put on the highest platform and is reachable for everyone in this way of practicing, which was introduced by Srila Prabhupada to the Western countries and to the whole world. So we can also ask why this type of categorization, and we can see in this way the whole philosophy is putting into different subjects, and that we can know what is the highest aspect of philosophy. And in this way, by practicing and by following, we can also see like how wonderfully this Krishna consciousness is working. When we go on streets of Harinam, Sankirtan, when we're distributing books, when we distribute prasadam or holy name, we can see this effect of this philosophy and the aspect of this philosophy that was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even yesterday, we can count how many people were chanting with us, how many people were really relishing the holy name. I saw one video from yesterday. It was one woman from Puerto Rico who was chanting with Mahavishnu Maharaj, Kavichara Maharaj in the US, and she was so happy. She was so happy, like very ecstatic. And then someone who was recording that video asked her, like, what her name, and she said, I was in stress, but now I am like, all my stress gone. And she was completely happy. He said, I don't know what's this mantra or what's this Hare Krishna, but it's very good. And we can see like this is the, all people have the like same realization. Even maybe on the beginning they are a little shy because everyone is watching on them and what other people will think about me if I will sing or do something with this strange Hare Krishna. But inside, all of them would like to do it. All of them would like to be happy, to dance, to chant, all of them. They're just like little uncomfortable maybe like situation, but all of them inside would like to join because all of them are devotees. All of them are devotees. Just on the waiting list, like in India we have the waiting list when you go by train. So all the people are just on the waiting list, and we can help them in this mission to help them to move a little forward. So I was also thinking like when Bhaktivedanta Manor was in trouble, and it was Bhaktivedanta Manor in UK, and there was like they sent Shivara Maharaj to discuss the future of the Bhaktivedanta Manor, and he came to one lord, to one representative of the Queen in UK, and this lord or this sir, he said to him like, you don't know. And Shivara Maharaj was like surprised, like, what? Why he's like telling me I don't know? Like, of course I know. We know what Srila Prabhupada is representing, what like Hare Krishna movement is about. And he said like, you don't know, you don't understand. And then he said to him like, you don't understand what does it mean to be in the age of Srila Prabhupada and come to the Western countries. I am in his age, because he was also like late 70s. I am in his age, and I can understand what does it mean to do these things. It's not possible. It's not possible what Srila Prabhupada did for ordinary human being. To just go and preach and translating the books and travel all around the world and do like this. It's not possible. It's just not possible. You can't understand that. So you can see like, who is Srila Prabhupada? And how fortunate we are that we have opportunity to associate with devotees and representatives of Srila Prabhupada every day. And it's just up to us to which degree we will take this mercy. It's like the mercy is on every corner. It's just waiting for us. And it's just really up to us to how much mercy we want to take. And it's easy to find the faults and easy to find like some misunderstandings, but we should be like the bee, like Vishnujan. He's like the bee. He's all the time like searching for some nectar, like flying here and there, and like just finding some nectar. And it's easy to be a fly. It's easy to find, like you just go on the like some nice, where is like a lot of flowers, and just what fly do? Just finding one small, like with something what is very like tasty. Yeah? So we should be very careful to be like the bee, even on the like dirty place. Just find one flower and relish the real nectar. And it's easy when we have like association of devotees, and it's very important to have like proper association of devotees. Because of association, we also develop like different qualities according to our association. So I think it's the best time to finish here. I would like to say on the end, thank you all very much to host us here very kindly and with from heart. It was very nice to be here, and hopefully we can come here more often and also relish the relationships with the devotees in a right way. So thank you very much. If you have some comments or something what you can add more, I would be very happy. Yes, Prabhu?
Maybe small comments. You mentioned about pig and dogs. I like to say that most of these people would have home pigs. They're actually activists, and they like show to another people like don't say dog is for have pets and this is for eat, like pig is for eat. That's why they adopt mostly from slaughterhouse and showing to people that this is also a living being, mostly vegan, you know. And just like small comments. It looks like that we are a guest of them, you know, and they are our friends actually in Croatia. I just like that.
Thank you. Yeah, like all animals are our friends. That's true. That's true. So thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.